A little bit of everything on DL's show, but one thing that stood out for me, we talked about last week, is this whole financial abortion thing. Now, there's this professor, she's a sociology professor at Brown University, and what she says is if a man says up front, I don't want to have a baby, let's have sex, but let me tell you before we do this, I don't want to be responsible for this child, then men should not be held financially responsible for those children.
So now they have, what, another opt-out? An automatic out of any sort of responsibility when something physical comes out of this? I just think that's the most horrendous idea that could come forward.
She can say no. The woman has that choice to say, you know what?
To say no what?
I don't want to have sex.
So all he has to do is somehow he has to recall saying, and this is what, on paper? Is it in a form? Is it in a document? Is it notarized?
It should be. I think it should be on paper because otherwise it's not worth the paper.
If you branded it onto their arm, it would probably be, you know, something that would stay.
The professor that came up with this said, look, men are left in this situation.
Is it a guy?
No, it's a woman.
It's a woman,
actually.
okay.
It's a woman who says that there are all these unwanted children, fatherless children out there, and this would help cut down on children out there who are fatherless. This is her answer to cutting down on it.
So if you want, so the guy says, let's do it.
Right.
She says, I like it. And then she says, do I have a notary here who can sign this paper?
You need a condom and a notary public when you're now having sex.
Well,
okay.
It's interesting because, first of all, if he says, I don't want to have any kids, hopefully he has the condom in his pocket.
Right.
See, because, well, you know, because women are supposed to keep, you know, they're supposed to keep the pill, they're supposed to keep the guy's condoms. If you're saying to me, you want to have sex with me, if you really want to have sex with me, then you really want to put on the condom.
But also this, what about even sometimes a condom doesn't always work. We've heard so many situations where this is the case, and this is now just because you don't want a child means then if one comes, then you don't have any responsibility for it. I think this is awful. I think it's actually going to lead to more deadbeat dads out there, and that this study or theory that is coming out, suggestion, I think is more dangerous than
So what do you
anything.
think they should do then about single parents?
And actually it's supported by the National Center for Men. They support this.
Well, yes.
I don't know how they could. I just find it incredible that anyone could support this, given that it gives someone the automatic out before anything would even happen to be responsible for a physical being. This is a child.
The flip side is
everybody wants to be a parent, and that's, you know, I mean, it's
tough if you just had a kid. Tough.
Well, no, not tough. If you said to somebody, I don't want to have a child, and someone decides they want to have a child after saying, no, I don't want to.
What if the woman doesn't necessarily, didn't think she wanted a child, had the child, and now the father...
The woman has the choice whether or not to have the child or not have the child. What about the man? Does he deserve to have a choice in all of this?
This is the reality of consequence, and what happens, this is, you have sex, there is a chance that a child could come out of it. That's how our bodies are designed.
But not if you take the proper precautions, and most people don't.
And maybe this will make women step up and say, you know what, let me think twice about sleeping with this man if he's not going to help me.
You think men are going to be really honest about it?
You know what, the thing is, a man will say anything to get, you know, action.
Yes.
So, how will you know?
Amen, Joy.
Yes, I want to have your baby. Yeah.
I don't think so when it comes to babies. Most men are pretty clear about whether they want to have a kid with you or not. Because, you know...
But they'll say they do just to get into the sack with you.
Well, yes, but if they say they do, then they become responsible.
Then they're responsible.
So he's supposed to whip out the paper in the moment.
Whip it out.
He's going to be whipping out something else. You might as well whip out the paper.
Perhaps when you open the condom, it comes with this little...